your commute, your workouts, your time doing the dishes, unoptimized human capital. You can tune in into a trash TV series or a true crime and get zero equity out of it. Or you can tune into a capital markets podcast or a finance-driven podcast and accumulate knowledge, tune in with the markets, understand what is moving the macroeconomics around you, and become an even better investor. Today, we're going through my favorite 5 podcasts about finance and capital markets and why I learn something off of those every day. Let's get to it. Hello, fellow wealth seekers, and welcome back to another special edition, my top podcasts. I would like to share this because honestly, I do find it extremely inspiring each day. I also tune in for something a bit more light or simply to distract myself or unwind, but this fills up my mornings and my dead times at lunch or commute, always with fresh knowledge and a different perspective than what I would have had by reading the news by myself. So let's get to it. Number 1, the rational reminder. This is academic, cold, hard facts data. If you are very analytical and into the math behind why index investing beats stock trading and stock picking any day, this is for you. It is academically peer indexed reviewed with most important sources such as Financial Times or the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and their own knowledge. It really gives you a clear, surgical precision take on the markets every day. Number 2, Odd Lots, Bloomberg. This is very, very good. We are talking about people who are able to dissect what is happening behind the noise, beyond the curtain, looking at the plumbers of the economy. So they're not talking Nvidia, they're talking semiconductors. They're not talking the next frontier of green energy and photonics. They're talking copper and silver. Really the drivers, the micro roots of the economy that we see nowadays in order to invest into the real makers of this new economy. Number 3, invest like the best. Yes, a little catchy, but it gets to the core of it. Patrick interviews the great builders of softwares, economies, inventors, people who really shaped capital markets, private equity, and the world that we see around us these days. It has an edge to other famous interview podcasts such as Diary of a CEO or Modern Wisdom because it is specifically aimed at the investor. There's always a practical tip to take away from each interview, and you're able to really see the mind of these great thinkers and how they got where they are. Number 4, potentially my favorite because I'm a little biased, Prof G Markets from Scott Galloway and his protege Ed Elson. This is unfiltered market dynamics, business strategy, sometimes great guests talking about macroeconomics and geopolitics. Sometimes it is very much like a stream of consciousness because you can tell they really care, they really put themselves into this, but most times they are stripping it down to the bare mathematics, the KPIs behind the success or the demise of a specific company. And I can honestly relate a lot with them and how they conduct their podcast. It is easy to relate to, and sometimes they have very good predictions and really powerful material to reflect on. Last but not least, the Financial Times Money Clinic. This is specifically looking at European and British retail investors. I very much relate because that's where my background comes from. It breaks down the macro into the micro, understanding how reality around you shapes your portfolio and your baseline budget each month. It is definitely a bit more simplistic and strips down the complex market dynamics into digestible snippets each day. So if you're not one for finance books and you're looking for a way to replace a dead hour in your day, be it commuting or just listening to music or walking the dog. And if you would like to be guided a bit hand in hand into these concepts and relate to your host, start following 2 of these 5 recommendations I gave you. It will place you, trust me, in the top 1% of investors who truly understand what they're doing with their money and how to leverage their portfolio with intentional decisions and conscious investing. I hope this was helpful. Until the next session, European Wealth Lab out.